And I almost think that we are live. Are we live? I think so. Hello. And we are live. How are you, everyone? Let me just make some adjustments to the camera here. As you can see, for those of you that are not subscribers to my channel, you can see that I have a brand new camera to go with all the new sound, so we can do these events a lot more professionally, more up to the Dice Tower standard that you've come and love and expect in each video. So hopefully I understand how this camera works, and pretty well. If you guys get a chance, the first hour is on my channel. Now, the reason I split this up, and people have asked, is number one, I like to make the first hour, which I'm a lot more interactive with my community, and we talk more about things. We read a letter from one of our subscribers from the ASL magazine, which was a very touching letter, and he had written and contributed to the channel, and I just wanted to include him and thank him for that. We did a review on books. We'll start the first episodes. The first hour is always, we'll review some great books that'll help you with painting certain things. This is from Osprey, the great Osprey Publishing, and it is Tiger Tank. I suggest it highly. It's a great book, especially if you want to paint some tanks, especially since we'll be covering some miniature games, but mostly we'll be doing a lot of war games. And we also had a little discussion about certain things, and we talk about what you guys want to see going forward, and so forth and so on, as well as trying to get all the bugs out of working this brand new camera, making sure that I'm in sync, which I hope I am. So I'm going to say hi to a few people. Espen, how are you? Ricky, Lars, Don, Sean, Kabuki, Anvil, how are you? And Ricky, let's see. Welcome, Kabuki. I'm about to drive home from work, so I won't be here for long. Septum. Osprey books are great. I play Lion Rampant and Medieval War Games, which is a perfect example of some of the books that we'll be going over. But this particular book we went over was Tiger Tank, and we'll be talking about more books that they have coming out, especially the newer edition, I believe, of Bolt Action, which they'll be doing. So I'm excited to cover that in detail. But what are we covering today? Well, the way things usually would go is you discuss a game. We're really going to take a look at DVG, Warfighter, World War II Tactical card game. I liked the first one, the Special Forces one. I thought it was a really, really cool addition. And I think doing things live, we can pick up on things, and as you ask questions about the game, I can answer them as we go, and I think that's the difference of doing things live. I'm actually thinking, and I'm going to talk to Tom actually, is that I'm going to be doing a Wargaming top 10 games of 2016, and I was going to tape it. But why not do it live? It'd be kind of fun if we did it live, especially since I have all the games here. Makes sense. Top 10 games of 2016. You should have them if you're going to like them. I wonder. Anyways, let's get back to business here. Let's see if there's any questions real quick before we get knee deep in the game. Steve, welcome back. Thank you. Welcome. Caleb, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, first time here. He seems cool. Me? I'm all right. Larry, evening, sir. Have you made you lift yet? Yes, I lifted. I've already got that done, and I did very well. I broke all my records, so I'm quite good there. The lag is still there. There's nothing I can do about it. This is definitely a YouTube thing, because I had called somebody real quick, and they said that they were experiencing lag as well. And stream something else. So there's a little lag going on. It's probably something technically that I have to do, maybe to mess around with this, but I hope that the better quality will help. See, you have no lag? Okay. All right. They said it comes and goes, so we'll keep an eye on it. Anyways, let's get down to business. If you guys have any questions, let's do it now. Any questions, anything you want to see or anything, or do you want to save it for the end? We'll save it for the end. Can you paint gradient transactions between colors and without an airbrush? Yeah, you would have to blend it, a wet blend. Hello from Brisbane, Australia. Hello, John. Welcome. Well, we got this newfangled camera, and we have a remote that goes with it too. So why don't we take a look at none other than Warfighter, World War II card game. And why don't we just scan on down here? Okay, there we go. And this is the box that now it comes in a regular box, which I already threw away. You can get this game for 39 bucks. Okay, let me just make an adjustment here and just come in a bit so we don't look at my sippy cup. There we go. All right, so you can get this game with the base set for 39 bucks at Cool Stuff. Okay, but I went all out. I bought everything. Now here's the only gripe I have about this game. For this Foot Locker and everything that I have in it, okay, that's $170. Okay, which is a little pricey, but I go all out and I make sure I get everything because I want to have everything to look at. Now this Foot Locker is amazing. I also got some of the tokens, which are the metal tokens here, which I'll show you because I didn't want to play with just the regular tokens, so I got like the grenades and stuff like that. But you can get the base set with this beautiful map, which I'm going to move this out of the way. But this Foot Locker was like another $39, but it came with a couple packs of cards. But it's a great thing to keep everything, because if you are somebody like myself that has to have everything for a game, you're really going to want to have this because it's really great to keep everything in. Super Dungeon Tactics is available on Steam today. If you love Super Dungeon Explorer, you're going to love this. Oh, okay. Thanks, Sean. That's a big box. Did you get that Foot Locker from Cool Stuff? Of course I did, because that's the only place you should ever shop is Cool Stuff Inc. Now, this is really just a great thing, and it matches the one that I have for the Special Forces, so now I got two of these. So we're going to get this out of the way a bit, and we're going to just look at some of the things, but we're going to go over the game because we're going to be very detailed here, and that's what I like to do, is be very detailed. Alright, let me just make sure that I get everything right here, and we'll move that over there. Okay, sorry, I'm still learning this camera. Alright, so we have the actual board here. Here's the instructions. Very good, very to the point. We'll go over all these cards because we're going to take this stuff out and we are going to go over it all together. And I'll explain a bunch of things and how the game actually works. But the nice thing about it, if you have a hard time reading things, it has a nice section in the back here where he does an entire, and he does this with every single thing. He does a sample mission, so he explains everything out to you and walks you all the way through it. But why don't we zoom in on that a bit so you guys can see it. Alright, and I'll pull that back, and you can see he gives you a complete example of everything that goes on. God, I like this this thing. Is this a CCG? No, it's not a collectible card game. It is a living card game, I would say. It's more like miniatures on cards, and I really think that's really good. Night Goblin Shaman, how are you, by the way? good to see you, my friend. Hope everything's all right. It's the cards are more miniatures, but I mean, you're playing this all the way throughout. We'll explain it as it goes. Dan is known for some really good high quality components. As you can see, you have some great, as you can see, tokens here, keywords, so you can keep ahead of everything here. Very nice. Always good quality card stock. That's why sometimes it takes a little bit for the stuff to come from China, which he gets it from. I know we were waiting for this for a while, but it is here. It was supposed to be here September, but it's here now, and that's what's most important, and a great game to interact with. Let me just make sure, because I actually have to punch one of these things out, the timer. That's what I need. There we go. All right, so let's pull out some cards and let's talk a bit about the game and talk exactly what's going on and why and so forth and so on. So I'm going to actually move this over here. Is that where I wanted it? No, I want to move it over here. New camera. There we go. And we'll come out a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Is this player versus player? No, it is actually the players, depending on how many players you want to play with, versus the enemy itself. So it has an automatic. The enemy is automatically controlled. So let me just pull out some cards here, and we'll get this all set up real quick. This is a good time for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to fire away. So I just got to get I'm going to get some equipment cards just to show you how they work, and then we're going to get some service records. Here we go. Some objective cards, which are key to the game. We want to have some enemies, of course. Isn't that always important? Reinforcements. UK hostiles. No. We want the German hostiles. That's what we want. Alright, US soldier cards. Okay. I got kind of everything mixed up here. Alright, so we're going to break those down. And of course, the Russian. We have Russians. I mean, we've got everything here. This is just a tremendous thing. I just got it all put away. You think I'd do a little bit better job with it. Okay, UK. And we need our action deck. There we go. Action deck. And your action deck goes right there. We'll explain what that does. And of course, as always, there we go. That's what I was looking for and I couldn't find. So German hostile front line. So you would have your hostile deck. So we're going to explain all this all in detail very quickly. Why don't we just get our Europe thing, and then I think we'll be good to go. Europe mission cards. There we go. Okay. I think that's them. Nope. Unbelievable. Figures I'd mess this all up, right? Structure, hostiles. Okay, there we go. Objective cards. And we've got our Europe mission cards. I had them out here the whole time. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about this game in detail. And let me just move a few things. So I just want to make sure I have the book near me so I explain everything as well as I can for you guys. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the Board comes with the base game. That is correct. Does the board come with the base game or the footlocker? It only comes with the base game. The footlocker only comes with a couple of packs of cards. Does it strictly cover World War II, or is there a version for Civil War? No, it covers World War II. They also have a Warfighter that is for modern warfare. So you would take on like the Iraqis and Afghanistan kind of things. I played the Special Forces when it came out a couple times, but not since. Is it still the same? Pretty much, John. It's like it, but I think I actually like this a little bit better because you got tanks and stuff in it. Was your footlocker damaged? Cool Stuff said all the ones they got. I wanted to see how bad it was before I got it. No, mine was actually pretty good, surprisingly. Sorry they were damaged. Maybe they'll give you a better price on it. You can talk to them. So is it a cooperative game if you have more than one player? Yes. And it's very, very hard. I take breaks from playing to paint. Rob takes breaks from painting to play. There you go. Sounds about right, Tommy. All right, so here we go. Now, Warfighter is done in a mission-based objectives. You have mission cards here. And we're going to show you exactly what a mission card looks like. So I'm going to push this card over here. First of all, the most important thing is to make sure I can see the feed itself. And then I'm going to try to zoom in on the card as much as I can. Let's go. Forgive me. I'm still learning how to use this thing. We're going to have to bring this up here. And we'll try to get it in as close as we can so I can kind of break down exactly what's what here. Okay, that way. Okay, so now with a mission card, it tells you how many resources it has on it. Okay, so the mission is quick look. You have resources which are 37 points. That's how much you can spend on your squad. Now your squad comes in different types of soldiers. First of all, you have the actual, what they call is the which is a a squad soldier. Okay, now as you can see, he has health, he has a loadout, and that's the type of weapons that you can add to him. You can add that many points. He costs 27, so he would eat up 27 of your 37 resources, which is a bit much. Equipment cards. Let me just make sure that we have some guns in here real quick, and I'll continue on. I apologize for this, as we just came off the other feed there, but we will get to it and we will go through it. And that's one of the beauties of being live, is that I can completely mess up like this and it's okay. Well, it's kind of okay, right? So let's just get our US weapons. Here we go. Weapon cards. Sorry about that. Now, here we have weapons. Like this particular here. This M1918A2. Okay? The loadout is 7. That's how much it's going to cost. So loading this guy up is going to be pretty expensive. Okay? And that's where you're going to eat up a lot of points. So you can't just go get these high-priced guys. You got to build a squad a little lighter. Maybe you just give them maybe a handgun if you had to, if you want to roll with somebody like this. Okay. Now the other cards that come in there is also you have non-player soldiers. Okay, they come already equipped. Oops, zoom out. Somebody said. Hold on. Why is Shelby asking me to zoom out so badly? Oh, God, you're right. Whoops. Here, I'll go back over it anyways. Was your footlock damaged? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I take breaks from blah, blah, blah. Zoom out. Cannot see what you're pointing at. Okay, I'll do it again. Are there tanks? Yep, zoom out. We cannot see the card. Still on quick look. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyways, we'll start all over here. Like I said, you have 37 points here. This guy would cost 27 points. Okay, so you wouldn't want to go with this very expensive player. Maybe you would want to go with somebody a little less, 19. You have guys that are more 14, but they're, as you can see, their health changes. Their loadout is a little bit better, and that makes a big difference. But also in here, there is, you know, they have, some of them have special abilities, like he would have an extra XP, or have some kind of ability in close combat, which is pretty important. Now, also, there are NPSs, okay? So if you wanted to, you can get 2 of these guys, which cost you 28 points. But this guy, he already comes equipped, okay? He has everything all together. He comes with an M1903A4, and as you can see, he has 3 hit points. So if he gets hit 3 times, he's dead and he's gone from the game. But when he gets hit, if he gets hit with 1 hit, he only has 2 actions. If he gets hit and he only has 1 health left, he only gets 1 action. Each guy gets 2 actions per turn. We'll explain that more later. Now with the guys that are actually true squad guys that actually have a health level, now for 14 points here, you're getting 6 health, so that's a big difference. So this is going to be like one of your main guys, but you have to load him out. You have to put a pistol with him or a gun with him, and of course there are cheaper guys in here, so you can make things work. Like let's see who we got in here. Okay, we have this guy, McDougal. Okay, he comes with 3 experience. He has a skill which is panic, which is a problem. Sorry, didn't mean to scream. That's all right, I'll just block you. Kidding. Seems to me this game causes anger issues. Nah. Is this historically accurate? Do they pretty much have to make realistic squads as they really were? Kinda, yeah. I mean, you can go with a super soldier and try to get through it, but that's not always going to work. Now, as I was saying, this guy only cost 8, so he'll only eat so much of that resource point. So now you would have 29 resource points. So now you want to give him this, okay, which would be fine because you still have 19 points, and then you can add in some of these NPSs, non-player soldiers. Now, there is one more guy. Now, these guys are player soldier. Like I said, these are player soldier cards. Here, the ones with the actual health and the loadout. Then you have non-player soldier cards, which you can just play along with or have somebody play with you. So if you're playing solo, you're not so much controlling everything that goes on with them. They're already set up. So these non-player guys, you know what they have. They have 2 grenades. They have everything. So you kind of play along with them, but you don't have to worry about them, their weapons getting empty. Excuse me. Because you carry 4 things of ammo on this one, and if you jam or something, you end up losing an ammo clip, where you can run out of ammo with a player. But you have to have at least 1 player in the game. Now, there are squad soldiers also, which just are very, very cheap. And let's see if we can find a couple here. Here we go. They're just squad soldiers. They don't have any weapons that you have to worry about. What they show is they have 3 hits here. Whoops, let me bring that card up again. And let me zoom in just a hair. Alright, there we go. Sorry, still learning the new camera. Now, you have 3 action. You could take 3 hit points here, but each time he only gets 1 action. So from a hit range of 1, you have to roll on a D10, a 7 or better, And on here, I would have rolled the 3 and he would have missed. And if you're in the same square with an enemy, and this will make all sense when I say it, when I show you how this works, he has to roll a 5 or better to hit someone. So let's talk a little bit more about this. Now this particular mission, the mission card would go right here. So let's zoom out so we don't get yelled at. And turn it the other way, Rob. And zoom out a little more, and we're going to talk a little bit about more about what goes on here. Now, we have the mission cards, and we have objective cards. Now, a certain amount of objective cards will be mixed in with this action deck. And like for this, it's objective 4. So that means on this particular thing, it's a quick look, it's a quick mission. You've got to take your guys and get them through 4 areas. So you would pick out, you would go to objective 4, and that would be the last objective. So that's when you would make the objective. So you would pick out an objective card, and that would be the last objective. Now, some of these are mixed in here, that are mixed in here are location cards, or location markers, excuse me. And what happens is these actual cards here, which is a location deck, there's a location deck that you will deal with locations on your way to the objective. Now, on each location marker, just get these set out here so I can show you guys some locations. Objective, and we'll pull out some locations here so you guys can see what a location looks like in Europe, and then we'll explain how we get there and how we deal with everything that happens. Soldier cards, hostiles, events, hostiles. It's always hostiles. But on your way here, you're going to be dealing with things. So depending on how much, like on this particular card here, and I'll pull this up a little bit, you'll see that it has 29, it'll have numbers on it, 29, and then from 30 to 49, 50 to 74, 75 to 99. Okay, and what those numbers mean is how many points that you're going to have to deal with. Let's see, I'm not getting this that well. That you're going to have to deal with. So if you had 37 resources, you would go across and say and go to the 30 to 49, and that's how many of these particular things would be in that particular area. So say here that you have to deal with 2 points of enemy when you land on this particular base. Then what would happen is, up in the upper left-hand corner here, is the number of cost of each German card. And say you can have up to 9 points. So you would keep on going and keep drawing until you drew 9 points. If you go over, like here, we went 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we landed on 9. Of course, I had to say the number 9. Then what would happen is you would have to deal with this many cards to get out of there. So if you only got a few guys, you got all these guys shooting at you in their turns. So it gets pretty nasty. But I'm going to show you these location cards. I'm going to pull these out. Action deck. And, of course, our location cards are, of course, mixed in with everything. I don't know why. So any questions so far? No, it seems a little confusing, but believe it or not, it's really not hard, and it's a very, very, very good game. It's one of my favorite games. I really enjoy this because you can play this solo, and it just plays so well solo. It really, really does. All right, here we go. Location cards. All right, we'll just use these for now, since I was able to find these first. So, say we had, and we're just going to use our non-player guys, for instance, and they're starting here, and they're loaded out with their amount of points here. And actually, we'll put them up here. We'll put our action deck up here. We'll just slip those into there. There we go. And we'll explain how this all works out. Let's clear this off. And we're gonna put out a bunch of guys here. And I'm gonna put them this way. Normally you would play them across on the bottom here, but because of the way we do things, and I want you guys to see what's kind of going on, I want this to be able to see. Let's see, does the base game have enough to enjoy the game for a while? Yes. Yeah, remember you have to make the noise when zooming and panning the camera. Yeah. You're fine, Shelby. I was only kidding. Nobody's worried about it, believe me. Believe me. Okay, so we'll just pull that out. Now for these guys and these are the NPSs, you would pull out their weapons and everything like that if you wanted to, just so you can have the stats, because the weapons do give you different things. It's like he has an M1 rifle, so let's pull out the M1 rifle. M1 rifle. And we'll just leave that rifle there because that's what we're going to use, okay, to set the standard here. So right here we've got 27 points of guys out of our 37. We'll just say that's good, and then we'll add the rifle in, and we'll call it, you know, pretty good. Now this already pays for this rifle, believe it or not. This cost here on a non-player soldier, the rifle's already paid for, so you don't have to worry about it. It's only when you play a soldier, and you should always have at least one soldier in your platoon. But for explanation's sake, we're not going to do that today. So now the whole thing with this quick look is all our guys are here. So you would actually take the tokens and match them up with each guy. So you have a 2 and a 2. So your guy would be here, and we would say he's number 2. This guy here would be number 1, and he would be here. And then, of course, number 3, and so forth and so on. This way, we can identify where our guys are. Now, they have miniatures for this, which I am currently painting and I'm excited about, and it's really, really cool. And they're going to really, you're going to see this played live if you like to. Probably this Friday, my son and I are going to give it a go, and we're really going to say, has anyone else played Labyrinth 20? Oh, they're asking something else. Okay, so anyways, what would happen is you would want the player gets a number of cards. Okay, so you have to have a certain number of these cards in your hand. And let me just check something because I want to make sure I tell you the right thing. Did I break down the card properly? Yes, I did. It tells you the nation. It tells you the cost, the resource cost, what their movement is. That's the other thing I missed. I'm so sorry. This number here, there's a number 4 here. He can move. Since the squad soldier does not have a hand of action cards, if his movement value is less than the location's entrance cost, other player soldiers on the team must discard action cards for him to enter that location. So we can give an example here. See, you have to have a soldier here, so this particular guy would have to be in this squad. So I'm just going to put him here anyways, and we'll give him the machine gun just for ha-has, even though it goes over our loadout. But the point is that he gets a hand, and he can assign these cards to any of these guys. Now you have location costs and that how much it costs to entrance, and that entrance cost is up on the left hand side of excuse me, that entrance card is up on the right hand side and how much it would cost to enter into there. So if it has a number on it, you have to have at least that movement value to move in, or else you're going to have to discard cards from your hand in order to move into that location. So let's take a quick look on how that all works. And how that works is our soldier, of course, gets to draw, I believe it's up to six cards. Soldier load soldier can only hold weapons, a card's resources. Well, yeah, you can add different things. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I got this right, because I want to make sure they didn't change anything from the Special Forces one. Playing action cards. Okay, all players have a hand of action cards. You can always draw action cards due to effect, even if it is excess your hand size. But what is the hand size? That's the fun of doing this live. At least we can get it all squared away and make sure that we have it. Hand size. Pretty sure it's 5 cards. Oh, each hand size is the person's health. So when his health goes down, so does your as his health goes down, so does your hand size. So for him, he has a health of 6, so we would draw 6 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now some of these cards have special abilities, like Steady Aim. Play when you declare a range attack. Add 2, in parentheses, the parentheses to your attack roll. So you would add 2 to any of your attack rolls, which is a good card to have, especially when you're attacking, because I'm going to show you why in a second. Now this is a location marker. So now what's great about this is that you could play this card and find out what the next location is, which we were getting to. So now, the location here, the tank factory, we would have to go through the tank factory, and we're trying to work our way to get here. Now, like I said, it has a hostiles number, okay? Now, because we used 37 resource points, we would have to draw up to 4 points of enemy, which is kind of hard to see from there, but we're doing the best we can here. So, because we have our hostile deck here, if one of us if we wanted to move this squad over here with one of our actions, you can move or fire with your actions. Now, this particular guy would want to move for his actions. He wants to move over here, but in order to move over there, we automatically draw at least 4 points of enemy, and then that's how many wounds that they actually have. The enemies have, there's 4 people in there that you have to kill on that particular thing. So to create 1 wound, you would have to roll on roll 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well, that's what he would do to you, which is bad. They get to roll their health as it goes down. They would get to roll, and anything of A+, they would do 3 wounds to you. So if you got this guy and he takes 3 wounds, that's bad. He's going to be dead right off the bat. And it really becomes quite a nightmare. So let's go over to the other side of the board here, so I can show you guys. Okay, and we'll zoom in a bit here. This board, first of all, is absolutely beautiful to begin with. Now, get this out of the way. Everything is spelled out for you in how this works. Now, what happens is a turn sequence. The soldier goes. You check for any kind of environment. So anything that happens on the particular location card, you would resolve at that moment. Actions, you can either attack, use an action card. you can reload, you can discard and draw, and engage in hand-to-hand combat. So if you're in the same area, so particularly you're here and then you're moving into this area, and of course there are hostiles here, you can perform hand-to-hand combat. You can attack from, if you have a ranged weapon, if you're over here, you would be able to attack if you have a range 1, which would be 1 range away. Did you get the metal tokens, Rob? Yes, I did. You can hold locations in your hand, playing only ones that you want to play. That is correct. Thank you, Mark. Let's see. The other thing that's on this thing is a timer. Okay? You have 7 turns. So you have 7 full turns on this particular mission card that you have to do this in. So you have to get to objective 4 in 7 turns. So it can be quite daunting, and you're going to find that you're going to fail more than likely, more times than you're not. Once you engage hand-to-hand combat, then you can pay any retain costs, because sometimes there are things that you're going to have to pay XP in order to keep something, or you're going to pay a penalty for something. And then it would be the hostiles' turn. They would draw reinforcements. Okay, so there's a chance that they can draw reinforcements. They would attack, close combat, you would remove suppression counters, and advance the mission timer, of course. And here you can suppress people, you can hit. This is the attack chart. You have to defeat their cover in order to hit them, and their cover is actually, for this here, let's take a look. I believe their cover is 4, so you would roll this die here, their bottom right hand number here. Let's see if I can show that up a bit, and actually let's see if we can just zoom in a little bit better. And I'm going to put that card there. Let's move that card up a bit so we can look at the enemy card and explain the enemy card a bit. So when you roll to hit, okay, and you take an action, and say like we were shooting with the M1 rifle here, okay, at a range of 0, so let's say this particular soldier was in the same vicinity as this fine German here, we would need a 7 to hit on a D10. But we also have to defeat his cover. So his cover, which is this number right here, and let me just move this over a bit. Again, it's a struggle with this new camera, trying to learn this. I probably should have went with the old camera until I got this down, but I just wanted to try to give you guys a little bit better quality so you can see a little bit better. Sorry for that. Okay, so you would have to defeat his cover of 4. So you would roll, and of course I defeated the cover. So if I succeed with the cover roll, okay, if I defeat his cover but I miss, which I did, okay, I missed completely because I needed a 7 over here. Whoops, I needed a 7, but I rolled a 2 and I got a 4. On the chart it says if you succeed with the cover, you suppress him. So you would put a suppression marker on him, so they would not be able to fire back at you that turn. But on the next turn, that suppression marker would come off. Now, if I was able to hit, say I rolled an 8, but I rolled a 3 here, which did not defeat his cover, I would suppress him yet again. But if I was able to roll a 5 and an 8, I would hit, and on a hit, it would actually do 1 damage, and then they would only have 3 guys here. So we would put a actual hit token on there, and that's how you would knock these guys down and take them down. Can you play missions like Market Garden, Normandy, and other famous missions? Yes, you can. It's all in the box here. All the mission cards, they have different types of mission cards. They have UK cards, they have Russian. You can fight the Russian front. There's a lot of things that go into this, which we're not going to cover because I think you're going to see it better when we do the live play and we play it all the way out for you guys. Yes, you can play as the Germans, you can play as the Russians, you can play as UK, you can play as the Polish against the Germans, or you could play as the Germans against the Americans. They all have different decks, and I'll show some of those to you. Let me get some of this out of the way here and back this up just a hair so we can do this the right way. And like I said, you know, I'm not going to be able to cover every rule live here, but I want to give you a good feel for the game. I'm probably going to get some things wrong because I think some things have changed and I'm going to miss some things. But, you know, we'll get better at this as we go, so please forgive me, especially with the new camera as I'm trying to figure out how it works. And I thank you for your patience. And the most important thing is I just want to represent this game and give you guys a good feel for this game. See the real beauty of this game. We have Russian location cards, so you can play, you know, like you're attacking Stalingrad, where there's Russian warehouses here. Let me pull out some more things here that would be interesting for you guys to see. German hostile deck, I already showed you that. We have the German soldier cards. So we were talking about the German soldier cards. You can play as the Germans themselves. And you can see it's the same thing. You have the NPSs, but you also have actual guys. Like right here, we have a guy who has 8 health and a loadout of 12. And the weapons are very, very accurate. Once again, you know, Dan just being Dan, giving you everything possible that you would ever need. You know, you have pistols, and you have their rifles, and the MP40 SMG. You know, just really cool weapons. And you know, you can load out your, you could do the Russians and the Germans and the Russians even, which is really, really cool. Let's take a look at some more stuff while we got it here. There's skill cards. There's equipment cards, so you can equip your guys with equipment. We have the Russians. What do we have here? We have the Russian hostile deck. So maybe you want to play the Germans attacking the Russians, and we have an actual Russian hostile deck. And you could play as the Russians fighting the Germans, because you actually have Russian... Where is it? It's right here. Russian soldier cards. Let's take a look at some of those. And we've got some of those. Like I said, I bought everything for this. And these are some of the soldiers that you can get. And they're a little expensive. Can't say half the names. But very, very, very well thought out. Very well put together. Those Airfix plastic soldiers would be good for this. I actually painted up soldiers for this, for this weekend. So I think you guys will enjoy this. That's one of the things I've been working on. The artwork on the board is so good. I keep expecting the bullets to get brushed aside. And it really is. I remember the Warfighter, the very first Warfighter. I'm going to pull away from this board for a bit. We're going to go up top here. Alright. We're going to talk a little bit more about this, and I'll show some stuff as I go. Let's move over there. War and Peace is a work in progress. Okay, there we go. But I remember getting the first one, the Special Forces one, and it came with a paper map, and it was really hard to negotiate. And then the next one came out, when they came out with the Footlocker, you came with the beautiful board and the miniatures. We actually have the miniatures we're going to be using, and they're numbered, so we're going to pick out our guys and play it through. So Justin and I are going to do this, and that's where we'll really go into the rules. So I hope you'll check us out either Friday or Saturday. We'll see which one's better for us. We're planning on doing a couple things, but anything that we do on War and Pieces that Tuesday, we're going to try to do that weekend, so you guys get a feel for it. We want you to. I'm going to do the best I can to break it down, show it to you, show what it's all about, and then do a mission from it and show you how that works. And we'll also, with certain things, we'll do missions live. This one I wanted to make sure that I showed it off a bit. The only problem is with it, and I'm gonna stick with it, is I think it's pricey a little bit. If you just get the base set at the $39, it's well worth it. You get plenty of cards in there. You get more than you're going to need to keep you busy with it. And if you really like it, then go out and get the expansions. Go get the Foot Locker. Go overdo it. Like I got the markers. I got the guys. I got the Polish decks. I got the German decks. I got the Russian deck too. And every time there was a deck and I was paying $20 a clip for it, by the time I was done, it was $170 for this game. Now, do I mind paying that kind of money? No, it's for research. Shh, don't tell the queen of all reality. That'd be bad. But I think all in all, it's a good investment. I always like Dan's games. I've got a ton of them up there. Let's take a look. See, I just like playing with this camera, so don't mind me. Let's see. I bet you can. Yeah, see there? You can pick it out right there. There's two sitting right there. Gato leader and tank leader. Okay. I have everything, just about everything from this guy. The only game I don't have and I want to get my hands on is I want to get the Napoleonic commander, the field commander. I'm having a hard time finding that one, and the Cthulhu one, the Phantom Cthulhu. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, let's see if I'm missing anything. Couple unboxed videos online if you want to see components accurately. Okay, I didn't show it accurately. I'm sorry about that, Kabook. I was having the same thought. If only she knew the real number. Oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna read some of this stuff. Hi Joe, hi Joe, hi Joe. Joe, what comes in the base game? The base game comes with the board, comes with all the tokens, comes with the dice, and I couldn't tell you as far as card wise because I broke it all down. As much as I wanted to. Okay, LLL, new troll, Kabuki. All right, there we go. Was having the same thought. I suppose you can make your own scenarios with the game. Yeah, it comes with some scenarios with it too. Yeah, I paid $130 and just got a bit less than Rob. Gesundheit, Rob. Thank you. You have to play Hornet Leader with Cthulhu expansion. I have Hornet Leader. I just need to get that too. Although no, they just want to see what came in the base game. You were accurate. Okay. Yeah, I mixed it all together. That's my problem. 170 spread out isn't bad. Yeah. If you first of all, play it, discover it, find out what you want to add to it, because it comes with a lot of cool stuff. These objective cards are just ridiculous. I mean, they've got supply convoys, dense forests, forest roads, icy rivers, defense lines that you got to cross, crossroads, dug-in troops. So you run into things. Entering into that costs 3, so you guys got to be beefed up a little bit. They have the service records, which you give your guy. You can level up your guy and give them skills and stuff like that. I didn't even cover that, but I think we'll cover that when we play. There's a lot I didn't cover here. It's in stock at Cool Stuff. I suggest you go get it at Cool Stuff. I think it's a great game. I love the modern warfare, and I have a love for World War II, so this is a perfect game to really, really sink your teeth into. And I think it's a good solo game, but it plays well with others. Almost dropped everything. That would have been bad. And I think you guys will really enjoy this. I think it's one of the better games out there. Very well thought out. It's challenging. It's tough. It's hard. You're going to lose, but when you win, you feel like you really accomplished something. Because it does get kind of insurmountable sometimes when you start getting in there. Yeah, see, okay, so here's some of the service records. If you did Operation Overlord, keep moving, remove a suppression. B, Beach of Death ×4, experience, cool, under fire, discard, and draw. So you get all these abilities and stuff like that if you have these service record cards, which is really, really cool. Operation Husky, Operation Cobra, Siegfried Line, Battle of the Bulge, a couple Battle of the Bulges. Airborne Train, Operation Overlord, Operation Market Garden, somebody was asking about. So there's a ton of like really cool things that come in this bad boy, and this is just it's Dan version. Dan can do no wrong in my eye. So I really enjoy his games because I can play them with somebody, but I also can play them by myself and still have the same positive experience and feel challenged. So there you have it. I kind of broke it down, and I prefer World War II too as well. The release of this probably kills my want for the original Warfighter. You know something? If this came out first, I don't think I would get the original Warfighter because I have such a love for World War II. I actually hope they come out with more stuff for it. Yeah, I love this stuff. I'll probably end up with it all. See, Sean? I did it again. Your wife's going to kill me. I'm going to get like a death threat from her. Did you show the Foot Locker full of cards, Rob? It has tons of cards. My other one's buried here, the Special Forces one. Let me just get this kind of squared away here. The thing is, I got half the cards out, but it has a ton of room. It has a ton of room for cards. Hold on, I gotta just make an adjustment here so you guys can see. Okay, it's got a ton of room for cards. Now I've got a ton of cards on the table right now, but you got all the room. The board fits right in this area up here very nicely. The rule books fit on top very nicely. Everything fits in real perfectly and really does a nice job. And the same thing with the original one. It all fits in there very nicely. I'm just going to throw this in here, and you got enough room. And I think that, you know, I'm hoping that he keeps on making expansion for it, just like I keep on hoping that he makes more for the Modern Warfare one, because Justin and I like that game. And as a matter of fact, I think we did a live playthrough for you guys of it, and you know, you'll get a real good feel of the live playthrough that we did, and we had a blast with it. As a matter of fact, even Janice liked it, who's not a big World War II person, but she really enjoyed that game. And she goes, "When are we going to play it again?" Well, she asked that with everything because it's Janice. But really good, entertaining game. All right. They have to make a Pacific Theater cards. You know, I think they would, and I think that'll fill up that other side there. So there you go. I think that's where it'll all fit together. So we broke it down. It was a little sluggish at time. I'm sorry about that. I do promise you that I will get better at this, doing this live thing, especially with games I'm more familiar with. This was the first time that I really cracked it open, as you saw, but I wanted to show it to you. I wanted to, you know, promote it since it's only been out for a couple weeks, and I've been waiting for it. I'm very excited about it, and we planned on playing it this weekend. So I think we'll be a lot smoother with things, and I'm sorry for any problems with the camera, as I'm still trying to learn the camera, especially when I'm not focusing on things. I'm not used to the camera being able to focus and unfocus. You're usually used to a static area, and I map it out. I can only imagine what's going to happen tomorrow when we paint. Uh-oh. We have live painting tomorrow here on the Mighty Dice Tower. Don't forget, January 1st. January 1st or 5th, Indiegogo. Indiegogo. That's where you're going to want to go for the Dice Tower. Okay? Support the Dice Tower. Support my friends so they can keep giving you the greatest content and giving me this platform where I can do all this really cool stuff. I really think they do just a wonderful job with everything, and let's just support them as much as we humanly can. Now, this weekend, we've got a lot of cool things going. We might be playing tanks this weekend with the new camera. I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially since we can really kind of zoom all over the place and do all kinds of cool things just by sitting here and not moving anything. Also, I think... like I said, we're going to be doing this, and look for old school tactical. We've been really looking forward to that. So you can expect that. I'll put that up a little later this week when we're going to do everything, how we're going to do it. But tomorrow night we're painting Doom. All right, part 1 on my channel. We're going to show you how to get everything prepped up and ready, and then we're going to paint some of the real cool monsters tomorrow here on the Mighty Dice Tower. And don't forget, January, save up all your shekels, support the Dice Tower, help them make another successful year so they just get bigger and better than everybody. And hey, thank you for all your support on my channel. You have no idea how much it means to me. Thank you for being a participant and helping me out with Warfighter and being patient this week. The segment will only get better, but it only can get better by you guys emailing me and telling me what you guys want to see. Email me at novaprime860@hotmail.com, or just stop by my site and leave a comment on any video or on any of the videos that you've seen here today. Just leave them and tell them what you want to see, what you want me to do. This is your show. This War and Pieces Wargaming show is for wargamers, and it's your show. Whatever it is, we'll put it together and we'll get it done. All right, until tomorrow at 6 o'clock, I'm Rob Warren. You guys have a great and wonderful weekend. Well, evening.